This video is brought to you by The Awesome Couple. Check them out at theawesomecoupleshop.com.
What is going on, Pokemon fans? My name is Cody, and welcome back to Deck Tech Tuesdays, where I teach you how to play and how to build the decks that I am currently running and some of the decks that you'll see in the current standard format. Sorry for my voice, guys. I did come down with a little cold randomly. This is like the second time in 2 weeks I've come down with a cold, but don't mind that. Today we are showing you Eeveelutions Tauros. I actually got this build from the meta deck, and one of the players ran it in the meta deck open and placed second. I decided to switch my build up a little bit because when I was playing it, there were certain things that I noticed I couldn't do, which I'll explain later in the video, but let's get into this. First off, you're going to run your standard 2 setup Shaman, obviously draw power. Then you have Tauros GX. Tauros GX is probably my favorite card to come out of Sun and Moon. It's between that and Decidueye, mainly because I like the fact that you can just sit there and take damage up until, let's say, like if you throw a Fighting Fury Belt on him, you're sitting at 220. So you can just sit there and take damage up to like 130, 140, and then you're dealing a ton of damage back to your opponent, and it's like a one-hit knockout. And the problem with Tauros and why it's so hard to handle is because if your opponent doesn't have a bench that's already set up, then they are in a terrible spot. If they just set up their active and don't set up their bench, they're in a really rough spot. That's why Tauros is such a good card in the standard format right now. So we run one of those guys, and then we do run a 2-2 line of the Moonless Madness Zorua from Breakthrough, and then the Zoroark with the Mind Jack ability. And this is a great card if you don't get caught by Garbodor, or Garbodor, however you say his name, because you have the stand-in ability, which means if you have a guy with a heavy retreat cost that you can't get off the board, you can just stand in, which has a resemblance to Keldeo from Black and White. Boundaries Crossed. He had one called Russian. You can do the same concept. You can stand in your Zoroark if you have that heavy retreat cost, throw a float stun on Zoroark and retreat back out for free, all for free. And its Mind Jack ability is great for things that run Skyfield like Rainbow Road and Rayquaza or Mega Ray, things like that that need a ton of bench Pokemon for maximum damage output. So we run a 2-2 line of that, and then we have a 1-of Mewtwo. When I built this, I was very confused as to why the gentleman who placed second at the meta deck open, why he placed this in there until I just played with this card. This card is awesome if you're playing against Mega Mewtwo, if you're playing against Espeon. Anything that's weak to Psychic, which is only Psychic, it's really, 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 really good for, especially if they need to accelerate energy to deal maximum damage. Like Mega Mewtwo deals more damage for all energy attached around the board. Excuse me, guys. This attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. That's its Psychic ability, and then it's got Barrier. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all effective attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon. If one of your Pokemon used Barrier during the last turn, this attack can't be used. So if you need to stall a turn, you can use Barrier. But I'm going to assume that the main focal point of Mewtwo, this Mewtwo from Eeveelutions, is going to be that Psychic ability, which is very, very good. And then we run 4 Energy Evolution Eevees for a very good reason. You guys are going to see a ton of Eeveelution stuff about to pop up. We have the Jolteon for the Stage 1 effect, the electric effect. It makes all your Stage 1s in play an electric typing along with their original typing, along with, Vaporeon, which gives it the water typing. So if you have all 3 of these on the bench, the Flareon, the Jolteon, and the Vaporeon, your Stage 1s now become, let's say your Umbreon becomes a dark, electric, water, fire, which is absolutely insane because that basically hits all standard meta decks for their weakness. So there's that. We run 4 Eevees and then a 1-of each of the Stage 1 abilities. The Jolteon, the Vaporeon, the Flareon. We run a 1-of each of those, and then we run 3 line of the Umbreon Gx. Which, if you guys don't know what the Umbreon GX is, I don't know why it's shuffling like that. That's weird. What the Umbreon GX is, it's basically a resemblance to the Darkrai from the Black and White set. I forgot what its attack, or Dark Ball, I believe, might have been its attack. I may be wrong. But Shadow Bullet is resemblant to that. Deal 90 damage to the active, deal 30 damage to one of the bench Pokemon. This GX also has Strafe, which is good. Same concept. If you can't get it out of the active slot and you need to, you can Strafe, and then you switch it with one of your bench Pokemon while your opponent's active stays the exact same. It also has Dark Call, which I used last game as well, and it saved my butt. I played against Mega Mewtwo, and he stacked a bunch of damage on Mewtwo. I played a Team Flare Grunt, got one off, and then I did Dark Call GX and got another 2 off, and it dropped him down to 1 energy. And he lost the game that way because he stacked all of his energy on his Mewtwo. So we run 3 of those. We run a 3-line of Trainer's Mail. We aren't running a 4th Trainer's Mail because I needed to make room for other things. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a trainer card you find there. Just digging for tools and items that we need. Your standard 4 Ultra Ball, discard 2 cards, grab a Pokemon from your hand. Your standard 4 Via Seekers, just to get those supporters back into our hand. We run 2 Reverse Valley, and I was kind of split on whether or not I wanted to run 2 or 3. The difference between my deck and the meta deck, open deck, that's a lot of decks, is that he only ran a 1 of this. And I played it last game, and my Reverse Valley got knocked off the board like that, and I had no way to get it back into my hand. So I decided to add another one of those in there and take out the Wobbuffet. I don't have any way to shut down abilities, but I'm okay with that because I have not played against Garbodor in a long time. So I'm not too worried about it. I know it is still a very good thing in the current meta, but I'm also running a 1-of-up Brock's Grit. I want to break this down for you guys, and I was actually just going to do a separate video on Super Rod versus Brock's Grit, and my personal opinion. This is my opinion. You guys have your own opinion, but this is my opinion. I believe Brock's Grit is a better trainer than Super Rod. A lot of people are like, no, because you can use as many items as you want. Yes, you are right. But if you have to discard your Super Rod for any reason, you cannot get that Super Rod back without playing something that has Tool Retriever ability to it, which nothing does other than Herdier. So you'd have to make room for that specific Pokemon in that instance that you would actually use the Tool Retrieval ability. Brock's Grit I can discard and then get right back into my hand, or if I use it and a bunch of other, or like let's say 2 of my Pokemon get knocked out, let's say one of my Eevees and my Umbreon, or like my Umbreon gets knocked out, I can grab that Eevee and that Umbreon along with energy I can put it back into my deck. Whereas Super Rod only gives you the ability to grab 3, Brock's Grit gives you the ability to grab 6, and you can Via Seeker it back into your hand. That's why I believe Brock's Grit is an overall better trainer than Super Rod. Super Rod, yes, you can play as many items as you want, so you won't be locked with what you can do. And I know it's kind of situational in game with when you'd use Brock's Grit, because you're minimalized to 1 supporter per round, and I get that. And if you're in a position where you need that stuff back in your hand, and you also need to, let's say you need to N out or you need to Sycamore, you're stuck with a really tough choice. But at the end of the day, I can get Brock's Grit back into my hand as many times as I need him, whereas Super Rod I can't get back into my hand. And I don't feel like playing 2 or 3 Super Rods, whereas I could play 1 Brock's Grit and get it back 4 times. And then we do run a 1-of Lily for that draw support. It's beautiful on turn 1 because then you get an extra card. It's beautiful basically any time. It's kind of like another Shaman, but it's in the supporter slot. We run 2 Lysander. It's pretty standard stuff. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with his or her active. Lysander is probably my favorite supporter of all time. We run 2N. We are not running 3N because I have so many other things that can give me draw. Each player, if you guys don't know what N does, each player shuffles his or her hand into his or her deck, then each player draws for how many prize cards they have. And then we run a 1-of a Professor Kukui, draw 2 cards, damage dealt is 20 more for this round. So let's say I use it on turn 4, I deal 20 more damage when I attack to round 4, and you get to draw 2 cards. One of my favorite cards as well. I like that it's a 1-of. And then we run our standard 4 Sycamore, discard your hand, draw 7 cards. we're running a one of Team Flare Grunt. Discard an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. This is probably the most irritating supporter of all time when I play against it. I hate it, but I love it when I need it. Because I'm pretty sure it can discard. Yeah, you can discard special energy as well. We are running a 2 of Assault Vest. Strictly because special energy and double dragon energy and strong energy have all become very common things to use in decks nowadays. So Assault Vest, if you guys don't know what it does, any damage to the Pokemon this card is attached to from your opponent's Pokemon that have any special energy is reduced by 40. So basically, if I get hit by Tauros, who usually runs double colorless energy on him, it's dealing 40 less damage than it normally would. We run 3 Floatstone just to get those heavy retreat costs Pokemon off the board for free. Okay, it's not going down. Alright, there we go. And then we run 4 double colorless energy and 7 dark energy. That is another reason why I wanted Brock's Grip, because I'm running a very low amount of energy. I'm running lower than 8, so it's hard to draw into it first of all, and I have to discard it. I can get it back with Brock's Grip. So that's cool. I may switch out maybe an Assault Vest for a special charge just in case I need to get that double colorless back, because there are quite a few Pokemon in this build that do run double colorless. The Shaman does, Tauros does, Zoroark, Mewtwo does, Umbreon does. Like that right there, I believe was 5, and I'm running 4 double colorless energy. So yeah, I may switch it over to a DC or to a special charge. If you guys would rather do that, I would totally recommend trying it and letting me know how it goes. But with that being said, we're gonna try not to lose in a game, because I just recorded a Lycanroc deck as well. Oh wait, no, never mind. Okay, alright, then we are going to put the special charge in. I made a Lycanroc video the other day, and I was like, yeah, I totally won. I totally won. Sorry, guys. And then I ended up losing, like, right at the last second. So yeah, that was not fun. Not fun stuff. I'm going to show you guys a quick game, how this deck should run. I'm still getting used to it, so bear with me. But we're going to start off with the Zorua and no bench. That's a little scary. It's not too bad, because if he starts stacking onto his bench, that puts me at ease, but I don't think he will be. We're going to throw the Assault Vest on, because I can reassure you that he is going to be running alright, there's the Eevee. That makes me feel a little better. I can almost guarantee he's going to be running double colorless because of the heavy attack on Gyarados. But I do think we can confuse him next turn, because we don't want to Dark Edge and discard that energy. He's going to grab 3 more Gyarados, I believe. Or maybe a Shaman and a Gyarados. Okay, he's getting that Mana Fee to get that free retreat cost, because Gyarados has a super heavy retreat cost of 4. Okay, so that's 3. What's that? 30, 60, 90... Oh no, 30, 60, 90, 120 right off the bat. And he's going to attach energy. Are you serious right now? Did he just attach all his energy in one flip? Alright, so we got 4. This is dangerous stuff now, guys. I just need to go ahead and evolve. I'm not even going to stick the energy on there. I am going to Flare Grunt, I believe, just to get that energy off so he can't attack my Zorua, because I'm trying to keep it alive for as long as possible. We're going to confuse him and end our turn right there and see what he plays out. I'm sure he has a water energy somewhere. I'm sure this kid's running a ton of water energy. I mean, one of the max elixirs has already been burnt. 2 Professor Sycamores are gone, so that's okay with me. But if he does land this attack, that puts us in a really bad spot. Alright, that's a little better. I like that. I like that. Palkia's a monster, though. I haven't ever played with Palkia, but I've played against him. He does some good stuff for your bench. Let's see what the play here is going to be, guys. Oh, man, he's going to escape rope back into the Gyarados. He's only going to hit me for 130. I might throw a Float Stone on Umbreon. Just because the last thing I want to happen... Yeah, I'm going to throw a Float Stone on Umbreon, throw the DCE on Umbreon, and discard my hand. We really, really needed that. That is what we needed right there. We're going to retreat out. We'll put the Tauros on the bench, and then we'll keep the Eevee because I don't want him Lysandering my Eevee. We're going to hit one for 130. He's probably going to knock out my Zoroark, but that's okay because we have it set up. This is what I was talking to you guys about. Excuse me. Okay, see, that's what I didn't want to happen, but that's okay because we still have another Eevee in hand. If I were to have Mewtwo out right now, it would deal a mass amount of damage to Gyarados because he's setting up on one Pokemon and he's starting to set up on the Palkia now that he's realizing that his Gyarados is probably going to get knocked out next turn. But Mewtwo, the Eeveelutions one, is good for situations like this. Sadly, I don't have him in my hand. Is he going to put the other Gyarados on the bench and give me 160 damage? I might try and dig if I can get some draw support or a VS versus Seeker. I might try... What's he? Oh, 180. I might try to Lysander into the Manaphy. Mainly because that shuts down his retreat. So I might Lysander into his Manaphy to get the knockout. Okay, let's see what we draw. We draw into a Sycamore. We're going to do this. Put that there. Grab the Shaman and see if we can get a versus Seeker off of 3. And we get the Seeker. Wow. Insane. Let's see if we can get the knockout here. I think I'm gonna throw a Float Stone on Tauros. And we do, guys. Alright, there we go. This is looking good for us right now because now he doesn't have a way to retreat. He also doesn't have Rough Seas out, which makes me think that he doesn't have it in his hand because he would have played it either his first or second turn. I mean, he could play it this turn unless he's not playing Rough Seas, which would just be silly because who doesn't play Rough Seas in their deck? Alright, he's going to knock out my Zoroark, but that's okay. And then we'll put the energy on Eevee and get that Umbreon back into our bench. We'll put the Tauros out for now. I think he's going to Pearl Hurricane next turn. I mean, it more than likely will. I don't see why he wouldn't. He's probably also going to be going for the... I'm going to end out to drop his hand size. I know it's going to drop mine as well, but I'm actually looking for a Fighting Fury belt. Oh, duh, I don't run Fighting Fury belts in this deck. Never mind. I'm just so used to running them that... What do we want to grab? Oh, see, Assault Fest is useless in this matchup because he's not actually running DCE. Float Stone would be good to throw on the Shaman, even though I don't see him... necessarily pulling Shaman into the active because he can just deal damage to it from the bench. So, I guess right now, we'll just grab the Lily for next turn. I don't think I have any DC in this discard, do I? I have one. So we'll wait it out. We'll just do a Horn Attack and pass. And then next turn he's going to deal damage enough to where he, I'll knock out his Palkia. There it is. There's the Rusties. He must not have had it in hand. Or we can just start sniping his Gyarados. Ooh, that's a problem. That is a problem. We can start sniping his Gyarados off the bench. There it is. We'll Lily out to draw 6. I'm not going to be able to Lysander this turn, but that's okay. We'll reverse Valley, so he can't really get that healing. And then we'll hit for Rage, which is in fact a knockout. Very, very nice. I need to special charge next turn because he's going to knock out my Tauros. And I need to get that double colorless onto Umbreon. I have no option but to get the double colorless on Umbreon. Now this becomes a problem. If I were him, I wouldn't even discard the energy. I would just hit the Blast Geyser because he's going to knock me out either way. The only other option we have to win this matchup right now is to Lysander into a Shaman. This is a close one, guys. I'm actually having fun with this one. I think I'm going to Versus Seeker into Lysander into a Shaman. Okay, so we'll do that. Lysander into the Shaman. Let's special charge. Our double colorless is back into our hand. Trainer's Mail. Nothing here that we can use. I might Ultra Ball. I'm going to Ultra Ball, get rid of the Sycamore and the other Ultra Ball to grab a Shaman. Let's see, boys, the moment of truth. Can we hit that double colorless energy? And we do not. That becomes a problem. We'll Trainer's Mail out again. Oh, Visa Seeker, guys. Visa Seeker. We'll take it from this Gyarados and use the GX move. I much rather would have liked to use Tauros's, but Tauros isn't. He's in the discard. I'm going to be so salty if he has a Floatstone. See, the question at hand is, do I try and Professor Kukui into the double colorless so I can deal that extra damage to get the win? Or do I Versus Seeker into a Sycamore and just discard and grab 7? I think I'm in a Kukui to try and go for the win. See, that's a problem. Now I have to Versus Seeker into... Oh, no, I don't. I have a Lysander. Okay. I guess it's all dependent on if we get the top deck, the dream top deck. He's going to keep looking for those max elixirs, and yeah, he's going to rough these out. Alright, alright. See? All we need right now is either one energy Alright, boys, we only have 2 energy in the discard. We have 2 cards left. We have a very high chance of drawing into an energy, but with my luck, we probably won't. And if that's the case, then I can Kukui... Oh, I can't Kukui out. How did he get his... Okay, so he blew an escape rope. Do I just want a Lysander and... Oh my god, dude. See, the part that scares me is if he gets the... Screw it. We're gonna grab the Kukui, dude. I don't have anything with Floatstone on it, so I'm not even gonna attack this turn. You're probably like, dude, did you just skip attacking? But I don't really want to strafe into anything, and I don't have anything set up on my bench right now. So basically what I was doing is stalling, and he can't retreat his Shaman. I think he's stalling. I don't think he knows what to do. We'll Kukui out. And we'll get the energy, boys, for the knockout. What a game. Wow, man. That was a phenomenal game, guys. Okay, so you guys got to see, like, the prime example of how this deck runs and how well it runs. I didn't use any of the techs on the Umbreon side of things, or the Eeveelution side of things, as far as the Jolteon, Flareon, or Vaporeon, but you guys did get to see an awesome match and how this deck runs and how it's built. If you guys do want to see more Deck Tech Tuesdays, let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe, guys. Until next time, I'll see ya.